wear this. This isn't like my post-work outfit. I run every day before shift, and I was actually talking to one of my coworkers this morning how I always feel insane wearing like half tights after work as I leave, because everyone's looking at me like, what is that guy wearing? But it's because I run before shift, and this is my running attire. But we're gonna go change out of this. We're gonna intro this video, and I'm stoked to take you guys along for a day of my life post shift. So let's do it. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to a post-shift day of my life. We're gonna take you guys along for the ride just to show you what that day looks like. Yesterday, I worked 24. Wasn't too crazy. Did a bunch of training, auto extrication, heavy lifting. I'm fortunate to have just been moved to the rescue in town, so it's been very exciting learning new equipment, having a new truck, new district. I worked in one area in my city for a very long time. I was really comfortable, but I feel like the new guy again in the best way possible. Shift was pretty action-packed. Night wasn't too bad. Had about 2 calls after midnight, which isn't horrific. Feeling the effects a little bit today. It is the never-ending winter here in Canada. I think it felt like negative 23 with the wind chill, and it is March 17th. We're almost over it. Most of the snow is away, but really excited to show you guys what a day after shift looks like. Not only as a firefighter, but also as someone that owns a business. Today is crazy. I've been really fortunate to grow my business and this platform, but with that comes work, and today we're going to kind of give you some insight into what that looks like. But we always have to make sure that we prioritize things like training, which is always going to be a big thing to start the day and give me the energy post shift. So gonna hit a workout. We have a call with a very exciting partner that we've been trying to line up with for a while. I have a whole bunch of calls after that and some odds and ends in between, show you guys kind of what we're eating, how we're training, all that fun stuff, just to give you some insight into what like a day in my life actually looks like. It's busy, it's crazy, but if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That applies to my job as a firefighter, but also the business that I have on the side. It's not gonna be easy. If you wanna build something of substance to, you know, allot yourself and your family new opportunities, it takes a lot of work. But if your heart's in the right place, your intentions are pure, and you love what you're doing, it's really, really enjoyable. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of what that looks like. But first things first, we're gonna hit a coffee. AJ plugged the clip from last vlog. That was hilarious. The coffee. Some electrolytes, hydrate, and then do some odds and ends, like I said, and then get into the gym. It's heating right now. My homie AJ, my videographer, is with us today. We're gonna hit a lift with him. I told him, bring your gym clothes, bring your stuff, at least make it a little bit more enjoyable when you have to spend these days with me. So that's what this morning's gonna look like, and then as we progress through, we'll take you guys along. So let's go. I don't know where Joey is, but let's see how good of a boy he is. He's gone forever. Oh, just kidding. Good boy, buddy. Day always starts the same, whether it's at home or after shift. We're gonna get some hydration going. So we got some Hydrate by Transparent Labs, as well as creatine. I have coffee at work when I go to work, because I wake up in the morning and I run and then I have coffee, but I don't have coffee when I leave work. I know a lot of people, the first thing they do when they wake up at work is have a coffee, but there's a whole bunch of interesting research, and maybe we can put something on screen here of why it's beneficial to wait 60 to 90 minutes after you wake to have coffee. That's why I always prioritize hydration, and then we're going to have a nice, delicious coffee in my fancy pants Le Marzocco Micra espresso machine. That's another thing, you guys, of like, I hate to be this guy, but you know, come on, we all know Firefighter coffee's absolute trash. So if I can come home and have a little coffee with my sweetie pie, Q sweetie pie. If I can come home and have a little coffee with my sweetie pie and just kind of catch up, because I know she's missed me so very much. I'd rather do that anyways. I'm gonna make her cappuccino that she requests every morning I come home from work, and we're gonna enjoy that. We'll get crack-a-lackin'. First things first is gonna be a little bit of training once that gym warms up, and then a whole lot of work. I'll kind of walk you through like what the work is that I'm doing, and like, you know, what that work is contributing to in terms of my business. So there'll be like a content creation element. AJ's here. We're not only doing a vlog, but we're also gonna be doing Another like sort of like educational talking head video for YouTube. We'll kind of show you what that looks like. I have to meet with my team at some point. I have a call with Garmin today. I have a whole bunch of consultations with clients because my client success team has been so overwhelmed with the amount of applications that we've been getting that I'm hopping back on a lot of these consultation calls, which is exciting and amazing. And again, it's just a testament to how the platform has grown. Currently, we service about 300 clients. I have 7 coaches that work with me, and these are all some really amazing people. Like, we have a Firefit world record holder. We have former professional athletes. We have people with a laundry list of certifications. We just brought on a psychotherapist. We have a chiropractor. We have a dietitian. We built this incredible team to really provide this holistic approach to coaching for first responders, and the community is absolutely thriving. That was one of the things that I really wanted to focus on. The brotherhood and sisterhood is the reason that we got into this job, so I wanted to basically create that inside my coaching community and then provide them resources from a training standpoint, nutrition, all that fun stuff to make sure that people can truly thrive, not just survive, because this job is hard, and with the right tools, you can make it through and you can do it gracefully. So it's a lot, but I love it, and it's been great. And I have one of the best support systems too, which makes it easy. So
Baby, if I can quappy.
La Marzocco, if you want to do a partnership, we probably have 2 terabytes of B-roll with your coffee machine, so just throwing that out there. Yeah, like I said, when people said that they introduced that nurture specialist, they said that like the show rate went up to like 85%.
Yeah.
So it's obviously clearly valuable. So just so you guys have an idea of what my days look like, this is today. So when I say that like I go from here's 24-hour firefighter Mitch into Coach Mitch, the days are nuts. But one thing I've found that's been really helpful, especially with my like anxiety, catastrophizing, I got to be doing something, go, go, go brain, is scheduling everything out. So I tell this to my clients a lot. If you know you have time to do something, block it in your calendar. Go into your phone, go into your Google Calendar and block it in there. That way you know that you've already pre-planned that you can dedicate that hour of your day to fitness or whatever you have to do. And there's nothing else that you need to prioritize other than that. Make it the most important appointment of your day, and that way you won't miss it. And the nice part too about doing something like this, I have no breaks today, but when I know that I don't have anything in my calendar, I know that I can chill. I know that I can turn my brain off. Where if you don't really plan things out, you're always thinking of like, well, what should I be doing right now? What can I be doing? What haven't I done? But if you're a little bit more intentional and you plan before then, it's just gonna make your days that much easier. So I know that the most important part of my day is my morning, because that is my time. That is my time to train. That is my time to do the most highest leverage tasks in my business that are going to really set me up for success. So if I can show up as my best, i.e. fitness, and feel great, which is what we're gonna do right after I check in with my team and make sure everything's okay. And then number 2, if I can create content so people know what I'm doing, those are the 2 biggest things that I need to do as a business owner and as a coach, to create awareness around what we're offering and how we can help. So those are the 2 things that I really focus on. So right now I'm just checking in with my internal team, making sure everything's good, because I've been away for the last 24 hours. I can't do what I need to do at work. I'm very fortunate that my wife is the other half of this business, and I wouldn't be able to accomplish 99% of the stuff that I do without her, but I need to check in and make sure that now I'm addressing anything that I couldn't address yesterday because I was on shift. So that is the priority. Check in with the internal team, make sure everything's good, everyone's on the same page, and then I'll go into a little bit of content creation. That's usually pre-planned. I'm very good at that. And then we'll go into the gym so like I can feel my best, because I know if I'm stuck in front of my computer doing a bunch of work later, but I haven't had the opportunity to blow off some steam, get those endorphins rolling, then I'm going to be a very irritable person, and I don't want that for anyone. So that is kind of what the morning looks like. So we're gonna get into a bit of content creation. We're gonna get that uploaded, get our post up for today, and then get the lift in. So AJ doesn't know, we're gonna do a bit of a Hyrox style workout. I know he's not really a cardio guy, so we'll see how mean I am to him, but we're gonna do some intervals on the rower skier. That's the plan for this morning. We just finished finishing the video for today. And I want to make one thing very clear, you guys, of like, you can go fast alone, but you go far together. And I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything without the people that I work with. Everyone like looks at my content, and like a lot of that is me, a lot of is that day to day, but like I have, you know, a videographer, AJ, who helps me out. And like, because I've opted to get the right people around me to allow me to accomplish things and achieve my goals, we can make absolute banger reels like this. So this is like a bunch of content that AJ and I filmed when we were at the Fire Academy that we shoot at. This audio is so dope. When I work with people that say like, hopefully we don't get a fire today, or you know, someone says about like going to, not while we're working. What? Sorry, what? This is what you signed up for. Like, I don't want anyone to lose their stuff. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I don't want anyone to lose their stuff. But I've trained my whole life for this. And if it's gonna happen, I hope it's while I'm working, because I want to put myself in a position to help. And audios like this is the mindset you have to have as a firefighter.
I'll never forget something a mentor once told me. When a garbage man turns the corner and sees trash everywhere, he doesn't panic. He doesn't scream or run around. Why? Why doesn't he do that? Because that's his job. So firefighters should be the same way. When we turn the corner and see smoke showing, fire blowing off the roof, that's our job. Welcome to work.
You're a firefighter, don't forget that. Make sure you're training every day. Let's go! All right, you guys, don't mind in the audio. It's not gonna be great with the heater in the background, but a little bit of work is done for this morning. So now we're gonna hit the workout, which is gonna allow us to feel amazing, power through the day, and get rocking and rolling. So we're gonna do a little bit of a Hyrox circuit, run, ski, row. AJ didn't bring his running shoes, so he's gonna swap out the assault bike for the runner. But basically the idea is we're gonna do like a 30-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. I'm gonna do 250 meter run, 15 cal ski, 15 cal row, and we're just gonna run through that as many times as possible in 30 minutes, and then maybe AJ and I will do a little bit of a pump session after that. So that is the idea. I get a lot of questions around like how to train post shift, and I always say it depends on the night before. So 2 calls after midnight, I think I looked at my watch and I got like 5.5 hours of like interrupted sleep. Not horrible recovery, so I'm feeling that I can, you know, push a little bit of intensity today. So this is gonna be kind of, you know, threshold effort as we push through. Not necessarily like easy, but not insane like, you know, VO2 session either. So that's gonna be the approach, get a good sweat going. So we're gonna go tarps off and get this workout crack-a-lackin'. Alexa, play EDM on Spotify. So it's funny how life works, because me and AJ actually met training in person in my gym. I started training AJ. Here we are, 3 years later, doing this stuff together. It's been wicked. Awesome guy. Incredible work. Check out
Alco Visuals.
Alco Visuals on Instagram. It's wicked. He helps me with all my YouTube stuff, and it's the reason it looks so good. But AJ, I know you're more into like the strength-based stuff, and you've been getting more into the cardio. How do you feel with the cardio stuff?
It's getting better, but it still sucks.
Cardio is a sufferfest, but it's one of those things where you can't just have strength and you can't just have cardio. You gotta have both, and we smashed it. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Onwards. All right, you guys. Now we are switched from Firefighter Mitch to Coach Mitch to Content Creation Mitch, and like this is what it takes. Like when I say it takes a lot, like it truly does. We are creating a YouTube video that you guys will see before or after. I'm not sure. We'll see when this one gets released. But again, this is the reality of what it takes. Switching gears, we're having another coffee to give us a little oomph. The workout was great and I'm feeling it. And that's why I say, I know when you come home from shift, working out is the last thing that you want to do. I promise, you're gonna feel about 1,000 times better. So we're gonna get cracking on this because we got some more stuff to do afterwards, and we'll probably throw some footage on what this video looks like, what all this fancy lighting looks like post-production, just so you guys can see. What is AJ? The Caffey. The firefighters who last, the ones who actually leave the job better than they found it, are the ones who understand that they are here to add to that legacy, not leverage it. 2, you're here for the schedule, the pay, and the benefits. So this is my life, you guys. We literally got off shift at 7 a.m. We got home and we've been running full tilt. It is now 11:10 and I have a call at 11:30, and then I basically have calls more or less till about 8:30 at night will be when my last call ends. So this is why like little tricks like this, I say it all the time, but it's just like these cliches are just like so darn accurate of like, the failure to prepare is preparing to fail. So because I literally have 19 minutes to throw together a super quick, high protein, healthy breakfast between calls and craziness, doing stuff like just prepping proteins is so clutch. So like my wife and I will just keep like usually a bunch of like ground beef or like cooked chicken like in the fridge, so that way I know I can just like quickly throw it together. So what we're gonna do is a little like breakfast scramble here. So I have approximately probably like 250 grams, maybe a little bit less, 200 grams of ground beef. I'm gonna let that cook up. I'm gonna crack a couple whole eggs into that, and that's just gonna be a quick little scramble. I might even throw like a little bit of like cheese on top. We'll see what we got in the fridge. But that can be such a hack. And like, even if I was really in a pinch, like I could just take some tortillas out of the fridge, throw them in the microwave for 30 seconds, just throw some meat in with like some salsa, and there you go. So anyone that says that they can't hit their macros or has a hard time getting protein in, I'm just gonna say full stop, that's total bullshit. You're just not prioritizing it. One thing that I've learned to do really well as a coach is just have the hard conversation. And that's the thing, you guys, of like, you can make excuses or you can make time and make it a priority. Like that choice is totally yours. So this is the craziness of life, and we're gonna get that browning. We'll crack some eggs in that, and then what I'll do, just to get a little bit of extra carbohydrates in and a touch more protein, plus they're absolute gas. It's like choose your own adventure every morning. I just try to decide what protein bar that I wanna have. Dark chocolate almonds, I haven't had those in a while, but I'll have one of these, and there you go, guys. That'll probably be high quality whole food, cheaper willikers, and like 60 plus grams of protein in literally 10 minutes. And yeah, like I said, I have a call with Garmin this morning, which I'm very, very excited about, because I think that could be a really good opportunity. And if there's one thing that we need as first responders, it is fitness trackers, recovery metrics, and a watch that we can rely on to have battery life when we need to administer medications at 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you go. So a bunch of eggs, a little bit of ground beef, bada bing, bada boom. Grub up, and then back to the office. Probably get the fancy camera out for this one. There's a quote that really resonates with me, guys, and AJ's gonna laugh. I'm sure we've shared this before, but it's from Alex Ramosi, and it says that you don't become who you want by shouting affirmations in the mirror. You become who you want by stacking an undeniable amount of proof that you are who you say you are. The reason I say that is about this, of like, I'm meeting with this like really big brand, and like this would have been, like, I'm kind of nervous, not really, but like this would have used to like freak me out like crazy, but like, just through intentionally like doing hard things, getting outside of my comfort zone and be willing to fail and, you know, be bad at stuff, I built a lot of confidence through that. And it's crazy just how much I've changed as a person, because like, yeah, I would have been pooping my pants before, but here we are a couple of years later, and like, I'm pretty stoked about this. So we're gonna hop on now with Garmin and see what happens. This is probably one of the bigger partnership opportunities we've had, so I'm really excited about it. I think there's a lot of great opportunity for both parties, and we'll show you guys some bits from the call. Like, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day, because like, Garmin is literally probably one of the dream sponsors or partners that I could work with. So I just want to, you know, lead with that. I really want to find brands that I align with and truly believe in. And Garmin is exactly one of those brands. Yeah, like, you know, I wear your heart rate monitor every shift before I run. I wear, like, you know, the Forerunner 965, like, all day, every day. And, you know, my wife would laugh because I have a hilarious tan because this thing literally never comes off my arm. I have a 530 Edge on my bike. Like every sort of like smart tech wearable that I have is Garmin. And not only is it like, you know, extremely crucial for me as a, you know, analytic, data-driven athlete, but also as a firefighter. Like I've had an Apple Watch before and it was dead all the time. It did not hold up. And when I'm, you know, delivering a medication at 3 o'clock in the morning and I need to know my dosing interval, my watch is probably one of the most important things. There's just so many ways that, you know, these wearables like integrate into me being able to, you know, live a fulfilling life outside of work, but also do my job as a firefighter. And awesome. Beautiful. Pleasure to meet you. Talk soon, man. Take care. Bye now. So we had the call there. It went really, really well. As a small town kid from the middle of nowhere in Ontario, it's just insane that like a global brand like Garmin would A, have any interest in what I'm doing, and B, I would even have that opportunity. But the call went really, really well. So hopefully we'll have an exciting announcement in the next couple weeks here. I have some group interviews. We have a couple positions within our team that we need to fulfill. So gonna hop on with me and the boss over there. We got some group interviews. Yeah. Crazy, crazy town. Really awesome, really humbling. It's been a good day. All right, Bernie. All right, babies. So that is it, you guys. That's a little bit of insight into a day in my life post-shift as a firefighter, content creator, and business owner. So we're gonna bang out a bunch more calls. I got a buddy of mine coming over later tonight, so we're gonna hang out, probably hit a little sauna cold plunge or finish the day off. And then that will be it. It's full, it's crazy, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And we'll see you guys at the next one.
Peace.